Imagine stepping into a dimly lit, cheap apartment in Lafayette, Indiana, and finding a girl with dwarfism living completely alone. When local police discovered her, the conclusion seemed obvious. They assumed they were looking at a straightforward, horrific case of child abandonment. But investigators soon tracked down her adoptive parents, Michael and Kristine Barnett, and the couple offered a defense that derailed the entire investigation. They claimed the person they left behind was actually a 22-year-old adult, and they went even further, accusing this alleged adult of actively trying to murder them. In an era of advanced DNA profiling and medical imaging, you would expect age to be a simple biological fact. Instead, the authorities found themselves entirely unable to prove a single human being's actual age. Before 2010, the Barnetts lived a comfortable, wealthy suburban life in Indiana. They decided to expand their family by adopting Natalia, believing they were taking in a 6-year-old Ukrainian orphan who suffered from a rare bone growth disorder. Almost immediately after bringing her home, Kristine Barnett reported hearing Natalia use highly advanced vocabulary, words and sentence structures that seemed impossibly sophisticated for a 6-year-old. Soon after, the parents claimed they observed biological signs of adulthood, specifically stating she was experiencing adult menstrual cycles. These unverified observations shattered the family's trust. The home quickly devolved into an environment of intense paranoia, pushing the Barnetts towards severe legal measures. The Barnetts reported Natalia began standing silently over their beds in the middle of the night. They claimed she poured bleach into Kristine's coffee and openly threatened the family with physical violence. Rather than relying on psychiatric hospitals or medical doctors to resolve the situation, the Barnetts took a highly unusual route. They went directly to a judge. In 2012, they successfully petitioned a local court to alter Natalia's vital records. With a stroke of a pen, her birth year was legally erased from 2003 and changed to 1989. The immediate consequence of this ruling was absolute. The state of Indiana now officially recognized Natalia as a 22-year-old woman, instantly stripping away every legal protection she had as a minor. This piece of paper gave the Barnetts total legal immunity from standard child neglect laws. It allowed them to rent her a cheap apartment, move their family to Canada, and leave her behind without immediately triggering criminal charges. When state prosecutors eventually intervened and tried to charge the Barnetts with neglect of a dependent, they hit a major roadblock. To convict the parents, they needed objective scientific proof to overturn the judge's new birth date. Forensics usually relies on measuring the epiphyseal plates, the ends of human bones. As a person ages from childhood to adulthood, these growth plates slowly fuse together, creating a reliable biological timeline. Another standard method is dental aging. This X-ray shows the structure of the jaw, where forensic dentists look at the specific eruption patterns of embedded adult teeth to pinpoint a person's developmental stage. The problem is, Natalia has spondyloepiphyseal dysplasia congenita, a severe and very rare form of dwarfism. Looking at these X-rays, this rare condition creates irregular joint structures that mask normal bone fusion, breaking the forensic timeline. The trial collapsed into competing testimonies. Prosecution doctors used these scans to diagnose a child, while defense experts concluded she was an adult. Natalia's biological condition neutralized the objective science. What should have been hard, irrefutable data devolved into a subjective guessing game. Unable to break the medical stalemate, the prosecution faltered. Michael Barnett was ultimately acquitted, and the state dropped all remaining charges against Kristine. The courts never actually proved that Natalia was a 22-year-old adult. They only determined that the medical evidence was far too compromised to convict the parents beyond a reasonable doubt. Today, Natalia Grace vehemently denies the violent accusations and maintains her original story, that she was an innocent child victim who was discarded by her adoptive family. A potentially vulnerable person was left without a definitive legal identity or any clear path to justice, caught between medical limitations and legal loopholes. The case exposes a terrifying reality. When rare human biology collides with a rigid legal system, the objective truth can completely dissolve, leaving nothing but competing narratives.